I'm about to tell you a conspiracy theory that I've had rolling around in my head for a while. Kind of scary, but I figured I want to just get it out there so that I can put it out there because I knew about it for a long, long time, and I want to share this with you. Whether it happens or not, it really doesn't matter. It's just what I'm thinking right now based on what I know. Okay, with that said, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. My name is DaVinci Jeremy. I'm in the pot 5x5, staying alive here in Dubai. Yes, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a scary conspiracy theory show today. And then later on today, I'm also going to be doing the TA on Bitcoin because, Bitcoin pumped, even though I was thinking it was going to dump. I'll talk about that in the next show, so look for that. Okay, so California, I think that's a state of sin and destruction. And why I've decided to do this show is because there's so much going on to prove my point of why I think what's about to happen is going to happen. I just read an article and I was like, damn, this adds to the fuel to the fire, and I'm not explaining. So let me just first start off by reading some of this article to you, and then maybe we can go from there. Okay, so let me just bring up that article right now. It is from the Sovereign Man, Simon Black. That's Simon Black is not his real name, right? That's his pen name. But anyways, I'm going to read this, and this is like oh my goodness, I'll get to it. Right now you'll be like, what? How does an earthquake connect to this? I'll get to it. Don't worry. Okay, so if you open up a U-Haul website and have a look at the discount page, you'll see a huge graphic at the top of the screen advertising discount on one-way rentals from the Midwest to the West Coast. It shows a map highlighting Middle America with arrows pointing to west to California and urging customers to take advantage of huge discounts for select routes. The price to go from Dallas to San Francisco, for example, is discounted 44% compared to going in the other direction. I find this absolutely hilarious. It means that so many people are booking one-way U-Hauls out of California that U-Haul is desperate to find anyone to drive their trucks back to California. And is to wonder why. Not really. Not really. You know what's going on in California? It's a not really. California has some of the highest living costs in the country when it comes to rents. Home prices, energy. They also have one of the highest tax burdens in the nation. Yes. Did you know they also have like what's called a wealth tax there? The wealth tax is basically add up all your stuff, right? Whatever you got, businesses, whatever you own, and we're going to take 2% of that. So if you have a painting, if you have a car, you have to add that as your ownership. You have stocks, you have to add that to your ownership. Figure out, pull it all together, and then how much it is? Okay, give me 2%. That is what they want you to do in California for their taxes, on top of your income taxes. Your when you go to the store and you buy the value added tax that they put in there for the state tax and stuff. When you buy stuff, there's taxes on top of taxes on top of taxes, and they're running in deficits. And what do California residents get for all these costs and taxes? Well, San Francisco spends about $58,000 per homeless person, and still can't manage to keep them off the street. Yes, it's pretty bad there. They can't keep them up there. I mean, there's those bumps everywhere. It's a disaster in San Francisco. Absolute scary. Unsurprisingly, the San Francisco County has lost 7% of its population since 2020, according to census data. Crazy. And it's not just individuals and families who are fed up. Businesses are wringing their hands as well. Okay, Whole Foods is the latest major business to close its flagship San Francisco store after operating for just 13 months, citing rampant crime in the area. This follows Amazon's closing all its cashless Go stores in the city and Walgreens also shutting many locations. You've probably seen videos of the mobs running into stores and grabbing everything they can carry or shoving merchandise into giant garbage bags, then simply walking out of the store. Yet ultra-leftist progressive prosecutors allow it to happen. California even recently amended the laws to decriminalize this type of petty theft. I imagine if you own a retail store in California that is routinely plundered, the problem doesn't feel petty to you. Yes, it is bad. I mean, I remember seeing a lot of videos on Twitter with the Clown World News, if you subscribe to Clown World News on Twitter, where people would walk into a store, just grab stuff and leave. And I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on until I recently found out that if you take anything from a store, right, it's not considered a crime in California. You know, like, what the heck is going on? It doesn't make any sense. And California is like really basically putting the screws on large businesses. You have to have a woman as a CEO. If you have a large corporation, you have to have somebody that's in the LGBTQ community in the executive position. You have to have what? And so all these things, right, are destroying the ability for businesses to exist in California. You're like, why are you talking about all this when it's about, your title's about earthquakes? I'll get to it. All right? We're coming to it, right? Just try to understand. All right? We're getting there. Okay, so, and then, of course, the recent legislation, I'm going to tell you about it, where basically they're going to control how much profits oil and gas companies can make can make in California. So effectively, they're going to shut down all those oil and gas companies. You're like, okay, again, where are you going with this? Why does this have to do with an earthquake? Okay, yeah, all right. Companies are being forced out, and you're like, the government officials are acting like stupid because obviously this is going to remove businesses, move people, very smart people out of California. You're like, I'm starting to see where you're going with this. The smarter people are always saying, okay. So, California is a hedonistic area that's just horrible, right? It's just a consumer-based location where you have, actors, actresses, and just nonsense, right, over there. And so anyone with a little bit of intelligence, right, will go, okay, you know what? You want to do this to me? I'm going to get out. So why is the politicians doing this? Well, obviously, because, you're thinking, well, you want to have more businesses in the country, in the state, so they could get more taxes. So why do all this? Why make this thing such a problem? Well, keep in mind, politicians do not do what you, the public, want them to do. You're like, Lolito. Okay, come on. Then you are in the IQ level below average. And you think for 1 second that a politician works for you. They do not. I was speaking to one politician who she told me she's afraid to define a woman simply as, someone born with a vagina, which is, exactly. Yeah. Okay. That is the definition of a woman, but whatever. She's afraid to do that. And why is she afraid? She told me is because every single politician that did say that, although the public were like, cheering them on for stating the freaking obvious, all the rest of them did not, right? And he got bounced out, even it was like removed from politics completely. And that's not because the people want him removed. If there's a little bit of a higher power going on, right? The people who have access to a printing press decide what you get to see, what you get to hear. And if it ain't for part of their agenda, the politician gets removed. Okay, so you get that, right? So now you understand that concept, right? You know that these politicians are being told to do this. Okay? And they're just doing what they're told. All right, so you're like, oh, alrighty. If you believe that, if you understand this, because it is true, this is how it works. Because this is why our politicians are now at the lowest approval rate ever, yet they still get voted back in. That's the whole reason why they get voted back in. You have to check out the video, Rules for Rulers, and that explains it. But anyways, they're going to get voted back in, and then they're going to do what the people who pay them, that's not you, tell them to do. So, effectively, they're getting rid of the people, somebody in power is saying, hey, you're going to do this so that you can get rid of all the people out of California, all the good people, smart people out of California. Because we need those people. Because the most valuable assets on this planet is not oil, not gas, not air, not water. It's people who can build stuff, people who can create things, people who are smart, people who can do something with their lives and build something. And so, yeah, they're getting rid of all those people. And because they also have, right, the United States government, remember, here's one thing that the United States government has that most people don't know. I'm going to show you. They have what's called a machine called HARP, right? And if you check out this broadcast right from CBC, links are going to be in the description below. I'm not going to go into it, play it or anything like that, but it highlights that the machine that's built by the United States in Alaska is effectively an earthquake machine. You're like, what? Yes, because they said the news broadcaster came up to them and said, hey, listen, there's a patent in the United States Patent Office that says that this design of your machine can create earthquakes. And the guy says, yeah, but we don't have enough power for that. And I'm like, dude, you just admitted it's an earthquake machine. You just need to up the power. So yeah, check that out, right? And then finally, right, you know that they're due for an earthquake in California, right? They're overdue for a major earthquake that could be in the 8+ category, since they have one every 100 years. And since, you know, if you connect the dots, since they have an earthquake machine, and it's considered overdue anyways, you connect the dots and they're getting rid of people out of the state without actually causing a panic and say maybe you should leave, right? Just something to think about, right? So that is my conspiracy theory. Whether it's true or not, no one will know until 50 years from now, when the U.S. government has to declassify all the criminal behaviors that they've done. And if you don't believe that they've done anything criminal, just remember they just recently declassified the fact that they killed this man. They killed this man right here, JFK. They admitted to it. They said, yeah, the CIA just really plotted the whole death. Yeah. And then, you know, put a fake body, right, and stuff like that. I mean, it's all documented, right? That they killed somebody else, made it look like somebody that looked like him, right? I mean, it's all now public information, but you don't care, right? You don't care about that conspiracy theory anymore. You're probably thinking, who the hell is this guy, right? Well, just so you know, he was a president. And he did try to stop the Federal Reserve, and so because of that, that's why he was killed, right? So yeah, whether or not my conspiracy theory is true, we'll have to. I will not be probably around to find out, because obviously because they only declassify this kind of stuff 50 years after they've done it. And then on top of that, the earthquake's got to happen, right? So it could not happen too as well. So let's just see what happens. That's my conspiracy theory. Whether or not it happens, it's just what I was thinking, and I just wanted to share it with the world and bring it out there. So not a big deal if it doesn't happen. It's just just what I was thinking, and I just want to share it with you. I hope you enjoyed this episode of my conspiracy theory, right, with the government. And we'll look forward to the TA and my normal show shortly with Carl from Moon. Cheers.